Hello, hello. I haven't played this game in a while. Thank you for the headpats. Also, new panel. Thank you. I should have this panel already in the right spot, so I'm not blocking the text box. Is the volume good, or do I need to turn something? I need to turn a knob. Thank you, Charmy made it. Thank you, Charmy. We love you, Charmy. Charmy is one of our favorites. Thank you. Well, okay, so Twitch kept prompting me to upload a new, like, a channel intro video. I don't have one of those. So then I tried to look up how to, like, upload an image or something to just fill the spot. Of the game or of me? Then I turned my microphone down, but I turned the game is where the game has always been. But I can turn the game a little higher. I was just assuming you mean game. I'm excited to use this. I'm a little afraid that, like, it's somehow... Well, I mean, the flower decoration of my current model is, very different from what the next one will be. So, I might ask Charmy for another one. We'll see. We'll see. I might ask her to do one. And she's a saint. She generally doesn't tell me no. I mean, to be fair, this is still what I consider, like, my main design. I'm really excited about the other model. I'm really excited. But we'll see. And as for, like, other graphics and stuff, I'm getting new panels because someone wanted to make them for their portfolio and they thought of me, so new panels will eventually happen. Also with references to this model. And then my starting student screen is gonna change next year. It'll just be next year. But it will be beautiful. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm very grateful that the artist still wants to do the commission. Because I know I got a little stuff going on. Thank you to my artists. But yeah, it's Ace Attorney Day. I've been putting off streaming games like this because of what happened with, like, the Kingdom Hearts finale, which I haven't uploaded to YouTube. I promise I'll slap it together in DaVinci Resolve so it's one video and show it on YouTube and cry again. I was so upset. I feel bad because I was so mad. I'm so sorry. I was crashing out. But yeah, I haven't streamed anything like this or, like, Fire Emblem because I've just been afraid of, like, everything breaking. But I don't want to live my life in fear of OBS. That's awful. So we're doing it. Hopefully nothing explodes. I'm also hoping, I'm not sure if that's gonna be true or not, but that having this panel will make it easier to see the text box. With my old frame one, I was, like, kind of never sure where to put myself. You'll have to tell me. I can move it, I won't move it any lower than this. I know it's got the thing on it. But yeah, okay, refresher on where we have been. Because it's been like a month since I played this game, I'm so sorry. 80 streams, what the heck? I'm glad that your stream streak didn't get broken by all the technical issues. I'm so glad. Soseki Natsume, there was the mysterious stabbing in the street. And so far, the defendant is one Soseki Natsume, who honestly is just a broke, like, exchange student. He's just a guy who's very afraid of everything. We've investigated the scene. We investigated his, like, house that he's renting. Well, his room that he's renting. And we met the people who own the house. We would call him a bloke. I'm not gonna, but I could. He's just a guy. And so it's finally his trial day. The investigation phase was really long on this one. Well, I never expected this. Never expected us to come back to this game, did you? Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon? We are on a study tour of Great Britain, with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible. It's fair. Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass. Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right. Good morning. Mr. Natsume. Good morning. Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot. The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yes, I've heard that expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wing. He took it a little too literally. And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result. Do all literary people take things so literally? Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume. He had, like, no one else to defend him. I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in the balance. I'm too terrified to tremble. I don't believe that. Really? Because I can feel tremors in the floor. I can't do this. I can't take it. Although, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Yes? I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London. Oh. Neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Mr. Zato? I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea. So that all-knowing look on your face is just coincidence then, is it? Don't hide the truth from me. It's because of the Reaper, isn't it? Lord Banzeeks? It probably is. I mean, he's taking a second case. And he'd been not, well, doing his job, basically, for what, years? Is that right, Mr. Sato? I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes, Lord Banzeeks is on the front page of every one. I knew it! Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday. See? I just said that. I know these things. Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? He did. You're a smart cookie. I've just played this game a few times. The trial 2 days ago marked Lord Banzeeks' return to the courtroom after a very long hiatus. Trial of Magnus McGilded. Ugh, what a harrowing experience that was. That guy was totally guilty, man. 100% believe he did it. But, he's no longer around. I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's. But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country. Oh, we showed up, we got off the boat. Yeah, we pretty much went to court immediately. That case was an interesting one. It does leave you feeling really mixed about the outcome. And then it kind of just takes away what work you put in anyways, because of the fire. You know what I mean? Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon for what appears to be a mundane murder? She's not even dead! She's not dead yet! She's alive! That's the question the papers are asking, and they're all speculating various answers. Mundane? Mundane. It's the most significant saga of the century to some of us. Oh dear, I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it. Well, lest we also forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago. Yes, I agree. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you. Me? Well, I suppose that's true. Both times it is you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. I love Van Zieks. He's a favorite of mine. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper. Please, I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers. I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck. Thanks for that. I also have uncommonly bad luck, at least in some cases. Looking at my Uma Musume polls. I get it. Oh, this is just my luck. Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? I wonder what happened. So, I mean, there's a lot of backstory with Van Zieks, but it's not really covered much in this particular game. It was weird. I was a war criminal in the past life. Oh, I thought you meant the prosecutor. Cause I'll be real. There's plot, but this is a duology of games, so there's 2 of them, and not everything will be covered in this one. What did he do to deserve being the absolute butt monkey of this game? He's fine. I'm the least lucky lawyer alive. Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you. He did ask for that. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student new to London with little in the way of experience or skills. Or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end, and I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume. Oh, benevolent locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we will always be on your side. Oh, benevolent non-locum assistant Miss Mikotoba Esquires. I am in your debt forever. I shall never forget this great kindness. Oh, whoops. I didn't click anything. Mr. Natsume, counsel for the defense. Interrupt my sentence, why don't you? I'm only reading. The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once. There we go again. Alright then, Mr. Natsume, it's time. Let's go. Yes! Yeah. This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight, are we? I mean, the nice thing about this one compared to the last one is we did have time to investigate a little. We got, like, some details. You know what I mean? In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. I'm ready for this fight, narrator. He was, in fact, not ready for this fight. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord. The defense is ready, my lord. He's got that look in his eyes again. The Nipponese are truly a fascinating breed. Sorry, what? Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. That you are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago. A mere amateur. Do you have a point? Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try and help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance. What? Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description. Susato-san. After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent. He's already got the white out? Man. Early. Very true. And a most fascinating, if dark, trial it was, too. It was quite the experience, yeah. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted and his unfortunate violent end. Thanks for bringing that up. Thank you, counsels. I see both sides are in fine fettle. Fettle? What does fettle even mean? Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public? Don't we know this guy? You never know when you might be down on your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone. Do you? Did we not see you in our last trial? Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear. Oh well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow. Hey, don't we know her too? I'm afraid to say I think it's quite possible that mustache foreigner did the deed. Should she be in this jury? I'm just gonna put that out there. Come on, what are we waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway. Eh? Alright. Didn't quite catch that. Very well, let us proceed. Oh boy. Yeah, some familiar faces in the jury today. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zeeks. This won't be awkward at all. Not at all. Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with a rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Soseki Natsume. My words. My words are already... And while our country has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably, the kindness has not been returned. In fact, the student is accused of a most sinister act. She do be wording, though. Not like this. I know, first stream in a while, and this is what I do. Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was just doing nothing but walking down the street. A knife crime? I tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst. Why would you know that? Oh, wait. No. Why am I asking why you would know that? You definitely know. Bloody oaths they are. Just look at that sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese. I promise I have nothing against Japanese people. I don't know if that needs to be said. Come on, let's get this over with. With me now, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Huh? Sorry? Didn't quite catch that. Pray, forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hallowed chalice here in this great chamber. It's okay, there'll be another one in a minute. Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Very well. Bailiff, lead the inspector in, please. I fear for how this trial with a juror who is deaf are here. Yeah. It's okay. And I mean, the last one, there was the lady who was knitting. So, I mean, the juries are always one of a kind. Your name and occupation, please. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard. Would you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector? The victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green. Olive Green, huh? I beg your pardon, Inspector? Thought to be? Yes, having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious. That was 3 days ago now, and she's been comatose ever since. She's still not dead, though. What? So they don't even know who she is for sure? They sure don't. Comatose. I see. But her life is not in danger? Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. It's good. Pray, elaborate on the details, Inspector. Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at this street map. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, at around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far. Thank you, Inspector. The court will accept the documents as evidence, if you please. Let me look at it. Actually, we'll read this first. What of the weapon that was used? Sir, I have that here. It was removed from the victim's back. Ouch. That big thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the street now. With a heavy blade like that, almost anybody would have been able to stab the poor woman. Even the scraggly-looking Soseki-san, I suppose. A common or garden jackknife, I would say. Rather nondescript. Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence. Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume? I do want to check these things out. Reporting officer Rolly Beat. Unconscious. Her name was gleaned from her personal effects. Other details unknown. No other sign of injury. The assailant was seen running away by the reporting officer. Oh, we'll probably be talking to him then. Let's look at this really quick. Can I open it? Sure can. Nothing really to say about it, but alright. But there it is anyways. From what we can tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it seems like she's a poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would have had anything much worth pinching, my lord. I see. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment toward the victim? I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting second-hand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, doesn't appear to get out much. Now, at this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim. We just arrested him for it anyways. If theft and grievance have been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? Good question. Yet you arrested the man in spite of that, in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Objection!
Go. I loved him so much. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery. But your words have soured its hallowed bouquet. Hallowed bouquet? For it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here. I'm just the one who just threw a whole bottle of wine over my shoulder. Nothing heavy-handed about that. What? Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student. Besides the fact that Sholmes found him. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he'd just bought. He was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. He sure was. I have a receipt for those books. It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him. I don't feel like that's... No? Old books, you say? Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident. Ah yes, I can clearly see the books to which you were referring. Sure I can. We'll take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector. Do we have, like, a list of the books that he bought? Hang on. I feel like this is something that matters later. Sum of 2 shillings. Your books. You Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat. Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Overwhelming? Well, Forgive me, Lord Van Zeeks, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put it. Charmy! Hello! Thank you for the head pats! I keep forgetting to put the VIP tags on Charmy. My bad. I have so many of them to do. Thank you! I know, I need to catch a Charmy stream, but our time zones are very different. Our time zones are like, sometimes she'll send me a message and it's like 3 AM my time and I just don't say anything. I don't like talk about it. Time zones do be hating. The struggle is real. What are you doing, Mr. Zato? I love how the other lawyers constantly insult Ryunosuke despite the fact in a real court that'd get them in massive trouble. You know what though? It's Ace Attorney. And so we can have more fun. I had somebody in chat once, like, rant about how inaccurate it is, and I was like, well, of course it is. I think actual court is kind of boring. Do go on? Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. He was just mocking. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, now you mention it. When we visited him in the prison yesterday, he did tell us what all had happened. And he saw. As I was walking along that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her... there she was! She suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran, as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodgings. So, I mean, he was there. He just ran immediately. A green overcoat? Well, that's exactly what the woman in that print is wearing. Oh my, a photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next? The defendant's done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. That does not mean he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back. The actual, like, outcome of this trial is something else. I love these games so much, man. There was nobody else there at the time. Just the 2 of them. The victim and the accused. Hello! Hello, hello. Thank you for the head pats. In other words, there is nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. A fact that the accused concedes. It seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please. Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance. It's always our last chance. It's been like 5 minutes of this trial. Let me just save it so when I click something incorrect, but nah, it's fine. A light fog, you say? Well, light for London. You could see the opposite side of the street for once. How much farther, though? That's light? Is it? Around these parts, yes. Not something I'd expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course. I've read that London is famous for its fog. But in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance. How quaint. Yes, well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate. I see. At this time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm. That's too much fog. Indeed, the other day I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling. Oh, Suzato-san and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen. Stop, drop, and roll? However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. A fact no doubt lamented by the accused. Hold it! How are you able to state that with any certainty? Quite simply, my learned friend, because that is what the witnesses to this crime have told us. And yes, Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he? That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard. We will be seeing that guy. That is correct, ma'am. Then we must hear their testimony. The prosecution will, of course, call them to the stand, should it be necessary. What? Wait a minute! At 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of winter, it would have been dark already. It's definitely dark here, and it's not quite 5 o'clock yet. Close, though. It's like 10 till. No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen. I am unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. But here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by gas streetlights. Prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime. Oh, ample is laying it on a bit thick, but you know. Wait. Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness. Which means we really need to hear those witness statements. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to. Seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue with your testimony, Inspector. From behind, you say? That's right. As you can see from this print. Yes, quite so, Inspector. The handle of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. You say this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in critical condition? Comatose, no less. But she's not dead. Well, we'll see her eventually. I'm afraid so, my lord, yes. She's being treated at Bart's. I was hopeful that she'd come round before the trial started so I could take a statement, but it wasn't to be. Yes, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of events. Luck is on your client's side, it seems. On the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky. Your force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid. Oh. Mr. Natsume's belongings? I think you'll find it's all there in the photographic print of the crime scene. Yes, the 3 books on the floor. Why is one of them, like, in front of her? That's right, my lord. Second-hand books they were. Irreparably damaged after falling in the snow, of course. No. I haven't read a good book in a hot minute. I don't want to read again. The accused could easily have carried all 3 books in one hand. Have you seen that guy? Which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example. I don't believe for a second that, that he would have had all 3 of his books in one hand. I'm just gonna put that out there. He's very clever, isn't he? What do you mean? He's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume had his hands full with his books. He's managed to close the one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew it was there. You mean to say that the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust the knife into the woman's bag? That must be what happened, my lord, yes. Oh, who's to say?
Hold it!
The defendant apparently visits a second-hand bookshop on a daily basis. He's broke, though, so... You trade him in? Yes, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature. I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention. The bloke's room was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books. Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector? Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid. The inconvenience. Bourbon Books. The closest second-hand bookshop to the accused's belongings is this place here. Bourbon Books. Wait a minute. That's not where he went! That's a different one. A little place on the corner of Briar Road and what the? Meerschaum Street? Meerschaum is what we're going with. As it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings on the other side of Briar Road at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home. There's a slight problem with this. Something like this. Listen, there's a problem here. Is that gonna be a thing on the attitude's testimony? Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular shop. Well, a shame he didn't go to that one, isn't it? I think that what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance. Yes, I agree. Most important point? A name. Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor? What? Huh? Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance. Maybe? Oh, well, you know, I mean, yes, it could be a very important clue. Very well. Not that I can see it being of any great significance. But please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector. Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say. Could the man be any more sardonic? Sardonic? Sarcastic? Well, about that. If I could just stop you there, Inspector Gregson. What is it, sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know. This is a receipt that we found in Mr. Natsume's room. It was issued on the day of the incident and details the purchase of 3 second-hand books. And you found that in the accused's room, did you? Yes, but the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it. Go on. This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books. Your Books? Y-O-R-E, I presume? Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at a second-hand shop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books. Huh? What? Inspector, do you know of this other bookshop? Yes, sir. Your Books is another second-hand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that, well, it's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have known about it.
Objection.
But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And this receipt proves it.
Objection.
What? Yes, for what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
Objection.
I disagree. I mean, after all, I have the street map here, if that might be of help. Oh, yes. Thank you. Have a look at this, please. If the defendant had been returning from bourbon books, he would have gone that way. Then yes, he would almost certainly pass the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, your books, it may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all. Could that be true? My, rather depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it may be a possibility. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said? Absolutely. It absolutely could be right. Well, look at that. Look at that. Inspector Gregson, where is this Your Books establishment? Well, obviously we looked into that. It turns out that Your Books is just here on the next corner of Meersham Street going east. I mean, technically, it could have just taken the same route home. There you have it. As you can clearly see now. Oh. My learned Nifferty's friend is obviously in training to be a clown, the way he regales us with such witticisms. To your future career in the circus. Put that glass down now, or I'll put it down for you. I, didn't think I needed to spell it out, but here we go. If the accused was coming home from Your Books instead of bourbon books, there's now no doubt he still would have passed the place when the victim was stabbed. Yes, thank you, Inspector. Oh. Allow me to reiterate for my learned, if somewhat slow, Nifferty's friend. Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. I know what Van Zieks needs. More glasses? More bottles of wine? As I suspected, you can't fool me, and I don't suggest you try. She's an aggressive one. He needs a Susato takedown. What did I say, huh? I've had enough of this now. Beg your pardon? Terribly sorry, but would you mind repeating that? Mr. Naruhodo, we mustn't give up. What do you mean? If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty. They kind of don't like him. She's absolutely right. We must think. We must consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully. They claim Soseki-san must have passed the location of the incident on his way home from Your Books, but I'm gonna save it. We're gonna have to object. I don't think there's any way we could not do that. The assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from Your Books to his lodgings, I mean, he could have gone that way. Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route to take between the two places. It seems kind of longer, but, you know, if the defendant used these streets, look what happens. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked.
Objection.
Yeah, but he said that he saw her. Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point out that that route is what is commonly referred to as the long way around. Ah, On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home? Well, the answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't. In other words, the accused took the obvious route back to his lodgings and is the obvious perpetrator of the crime.
Objection.
I mean, he did say that he passed behind her. But... Ah, yes, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsume which route he took home. I've already informed the court of the accused's response to such questioning. He claims he has no recollection. That's right. As I said, the bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was and which route he took home. I don't believe this. I believe that part completely. I thank you, my learned friend, and suggest that we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around this subject. Pray, what say you insightful jurors? But even if that is the case, the defense still... Well... I agree with Lord Benzeeks. Shouldn't he have been, like, arrested himself? Did he not commit a crime? No, he just took out a loan he couldn't pay back. And, well, now he doesn't have to. Wholeheartedly and in every way. What? I don't believe it. Does this mean... It does. It does mean. We members of the jury are completely convinced now. All it took was one thing of testimony, one cross-examination, and they've all decided. Very well. In that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
That's what she sounds like?
Guilty.
The very safe courtroom. Alright. It would appear the jury's leaning is unanimous. For now. Don't worry, we can fix this. There will be yet more trial to come. To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You served Queen and country admirably. Mr. Naruhodo. No, not yet. This isn't over yet. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury. Sure do. I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way. Would you look at the time? It's time to tip the scales, as they say. Or as I said in Fire Emblem Awakening. I have to turn this around. Somehow. Those are the eyes of Quarry not yet willing to give up and die. So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial. Rights of the defense written into antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago. Call it antiquated if you will, but it's the defense's prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses. And it so does. Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with a summation examination. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Of course we're ready. I am all too familiar with that Nipponese whippersnapper and his uncle's refusal to throw in his alley. I was supposed to say oink oink. Stop. Gonna get clipped. Okay, well then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you've determined the defendant to be guilty. For pity's sake, that little Nipponese already admitted himself, didn't he? If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it can only have been the victim. That's true. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, not in winter. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful. I really don't care. Can't we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing. Your books. Yes, nice shop, that. But bourbon books? No, not worth a visit. Oh, that old man who's hard of hearing really has his priorities. With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear. When the stabbing occurred, the only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes. Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already. Oh dear, even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt now. Ugh, why did he have to run away like that? And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody could see? This is impossible. How can I possibly make a case for the defense? Mr. Naruhodo, this is no time for grumbling. If we want to force the trial to continue... Yes, I know, I have to turn the tide. I must make the jurors change their mind. At least a couple of them. Well, 4 of them, at least. Exactly. We have no choice but to forge forward. You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination. Yes, my lord. Here we go. I just need to keep this trial going somehow, whatever it takes. Come on, Ryunosuke, you can do it. He believes. Ready? There's... Always save when there's an opportunity to press or hit jurors against each other. We have to press everything. Excuse me, but aren't you? Yes, that's right. I was in the witness stand myself just 2 days ago. Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face. Or the side of it, anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you? That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work. And it was all going swimmingly until you started fossicking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute. You had debts, my dude. You liked to gamble. Sorry? Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals. Oh, well, you know, water under the bridge. Now there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around, and the police have been badgering me non-stop. If I could turn back the clock... Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. I'm free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't. Thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind, given our awkward history. Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now.
Hold it!
You're right that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him. Well, quite. That's precisely my point. Clearly that someone wearing green was the victim. It was. And clearly that funny little Nipponese man with the disturbing mustache is the culprit. But let us not forget, madam, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman. Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes. But if that's a lie as you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible? Oh, I really couldn't say. After all, you are... foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little minds? I could tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it. I do declare the man has already made the admission. He himself has stated that there was nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious? No one else could possibly have committed this awful crime. Oh. If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple. As shrimple as that, as they say. Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit. Oh my, you are too kind, my lord. That went well. for her. Alright, next.
Hold it!
But you can't deny that there are other routes Mr. Natsume could have taken back from your books. Oh yes, like you drew on the map, you mean. What was it? Calabash Road or something? Precisely. But it seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. Well, yes, that's true. And at the moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there? Well, yes, that's true as well. And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he? Well, yes, that's annoyingly true. Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you'd want to get home as quickly as possible. Well, yes. Why is all this true? So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road. Ah! I'm supposed to be convincing you here. I've given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on a whim that he did it. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone the Calabash Roadway, it'd be different. I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would. A reason why Soseki-san might have taken the longer way home. Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one.
Hold it!
Whatever's the matter, young man? You're the wife of Mr. Garidev, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume his room. Master's wife? Where do you get your ideas, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand. She's keeping up that charade? This is going to be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you've been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean. Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I have no choice. I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsume, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's house, doesn't he? Yes, that's right. Although he's only been in a little over a week now. And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsume look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this? Oh my goodness me, yes. He's just the sort. What? Spending all his time in that dark and dingy room, sporting that unscrupulous mustache. The man never speaks. And don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something. Oh dear, poor Mr. Natsume. How can people say such things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm, nothing more. He's just a little guy. Well, you just called him a worm, so... Anyway, I'd better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She said enough damning things already. Not going well for us, huh?
Hold it!
A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too. So is my family's. Ah. The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat, and neither do the wife and kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. I go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left, right, and center. They're after cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slog from dawn till dusk, it is. So, you were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you? That's right. Hot chocolate, give me some. I have some, actually. I could make it later. Is my hot chocolate still good? I think my hot chocolate is still good. But, in fact, if I remember rightly, it was just around the corner from where it all happened. By that old bookshop it was. What? Another coincidence? That's right, Meersham Street it was. Hey, wait a minute. Meersham Street. On the map, Mr. Naruhodo, there are only 3 named streets. Thank you for the head pet. Juror number 5, I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please. What's the point in that? Can we just get this business over with now? Please, sir, it's important. Fine, I'll do it then. Let me press the last guy. And then we'll start crossing jurors together. Sorry. Fold it, you say? Fold what? No, what I said was hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often? I like the old books they have in there, yes. I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. And at what time did you visit your books on the day in question? Well, I was picking out books in there all afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that I left. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Just before 5, you say? Exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about the time? Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry. And after the dreadful time I had. What do you mean? Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and donked my head. It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. It's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road? That's right. I live in Cornpipe, you see. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books. Juror number 6, I must insist that you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant. Sorry? Extremely sick? No, I'm quite alright now. It sends a shiver down my spine to hear the members of the jury so convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt. Cornpipe. I want a question, but I used to live next to Butternuts. Seriously? I mean, I see more weird names of people than weird names of places, in my work. And I text Tolvir all the time, and I'm like, who named this person? I always have questions. For it. Hang on. See if I get that. I won't be lucky though. But I can't help feeling that some of their opinions are rather subjective. I agree. It's the irrelevance of what some of them are saying that sends a shiver down my spine. The school bus route I used to take to school would stop in Butternuts to pick a few kids up. Okay, so I never took the school bus because it would have gotten to my house at like 6 a.m. It would have been like the first stop in the morning and the last stop in the afternoon. So it kind of wasn't worth it. Although I was usually one of the later ones to get picked up. Because I had all my older brothers when we were all in school at the same time. So, one time when I was in middle school, a friend of mine definitely asked me to walk him home. It's not normally what you do, but I'm pretty sure I carried that kid's saxophone around too. Never did find out really kind of where he went after that. We went to different high schools. And then I went to a very different college. Still, at least some of their assertions don't actually incriminate Mr. Natsume of anything. That's something. Hey! We must use that to our advantage, Mr. Naruhodo. Cunningly. Yes, you're right. Let's listen to the jurors again, carefully. If any of their assertions are allies, I'll pit them mercilessly against each other. Yes, don't hold back. Pit them all against each other. Chaos. Alright, so let's start with these two. This one and this one.
Objection.
These two statements are clearly at odds with one another. At odds, counsel? Explain yourself. Please, don't point. It wasn't me, I swear. Huh? What? I just want to get this done and dusted. Well, juror number 3. Oh, me, sir? Oh, what do you mean? Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's been said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of secondhand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Meerschaum Street, making it impassable. Well, not impassable necessarily. Well, no, they were digging up the road. Which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Meerschaum Street and down Briar Road. Oh, yes, of course. What do you think, sir? I mean, as nice as that would be, his books still end up next to her body, so, we are arguing something that is false. Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. So the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings. Yes, I suppose he must have. I suppose that must be right, eh? Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around houses on his way back from the bookshop. But we see now that he had no choice. Yes. Yes. My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may? Yes? I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. That was all it took. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. What about you, sir? Eh? Who? Me? Well, alright then. If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in, that's what I say. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful. Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds, at least. It's strengthened our position somewhat. Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if only we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume. We might be able to tip the balance completely. Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. Van Zieks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent by whatever means we have at our disposal. Thank you, Counsel. On with the summation examination, please. Yes, my lord. Okay, I'm gonna save it for the sake of saving it. Because I save games obsessively. Bad habit of mine. And now we're gonna try to go to her. Because our old friend over here is wearing green.
Objection.
So realistically, he could have seen him. Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. A flaw? What are you talking about, Counsel? Well, juror number 2, juror number 6. My, whatever do you mean, sir? I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you. Unbelievable. I sound like I was loud or anything. There's at least one fact of which we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of secondhand titles. He then returned home on foot. But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey. That's correct. What he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes. Yes, we're all well aware of this. The poor young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
Objection.
Can we really be sure of that, madam? Why, whatever do you mean? I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim, who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy streets of the neighborhood. Oh my. My goodness, you mean... That's right. I'm referring, of course, to hard of hearing juror number 6. Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was the jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today? That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim. Oh, kinda. Well, look at that! My goodness me! Huh? Alright, you need a pee? And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell. On Calabash Road. Oh. Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. I thought he was gonna say, and more important, I do not need a pee. Oh man. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home. Oh my. You idiot, old man! If you hadn't been so daft as to be roaming about there, we'd have boxed us off hours ago. And really, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat? What is the matter with him? What did he do? He just fell. What did you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days? Is it a crime to slip over on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat? Is it? My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but... You'd like to change your leaning, I presume? I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty. Thank you. And I would too. What? Is it a crime to change your mind? Is it? Well... There we go. The 4 that we need to continue. There we go. Well, that summation examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The eyes, 2, the nose, 4, so the nose have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
You wait everybody to get through all of that? I don't think he's allowed to interrupt, technically. Could it seem churlish of me to drink from my hallowed chalice moments after raising an objection? Only to crush it in disgust? Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zieks? It seems I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Huh? Whatever do you mean?
Objection!
I'm a lawyer, dang it. I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth. Indeed, stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I love how Van Zieks just casually insults the jurors. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you had excavated, sir? That's right. Took me the whole day and they paid me a measly 2pence for it. Now, my learned Japanese friend, tell me. Do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents? Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue, no. Same, dude, same. 2 yards is a little less than 2 meters. That doesn't help me either. Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all. In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. You want to just hop over it? Would you not agree, my stalwart friend? Huh? Me? Well, I can't say you're wrong, no. What? And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works? Huh? I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. Is it though? Like, what if somebody just fell in the hole you dug? No coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway, and we just turn any gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman, as far as I can see. Wow. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town. Ah! Is that true? Is it? I don't know, but at the same time, the incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. That's what I said. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road. That is the thing that I said. Crushed in a single sentence. And, old man. Cold man? You can talk? You say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at the time? Oh, I can't say as I remember. You don't remember? How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was this old man that the accused saw, but I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Spicy. Order. Lord Van Zeeks, explain yourself. My lord? Have you had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve? Why in the world did you not proffer it during the summation examination? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over. What are you talking about? My lord? The prosecution requests permission to call its next witnesses to the stand. Granted. Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses. Its next witnesses? Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? I already forgot. We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident. Oh, we just kinda wasted everyone's time. Yes, I remember, one of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less. I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness. Alright, no matter who Van Zeeks brings to the stand as his witnesses, and no matter what they say, I believe in Soseki-san. I know he is innocent. I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle is over. Oh, it's him and his girlfriend. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. He a bit eepy. Constable Roly beats, saw? Nothing to report on the streets. Saw. And I'm Mrs. Beat. Patricia's my name, and I'm proud to say I'm this young town hero's wife. He is like 99% asleep. What's the story here? Bruh. Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. No, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired. Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually. Where's my dog going? Indeed, apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. 20 miles, uphill, both ways. I'm sorry. I'll see myself out. They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, pay the streets, check the meters are reading true. And they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our streetlights. There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all. I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet, I'd have collapsed long ago. Would have died in the attempt. But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor. And a man of slumber. A dog is back. On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat? That's right, sir. Isn't it, Rolly? Constable Rolly Beats. It's just like, sup. I don't want to keep saying that. I'm embarrassing myself. Nothing to report in the streets. What a great witness he's going to be. Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back to Eep. It was our wedding anniversary and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him, clear as day. Was it clear? I thought it was foggy. And we're on the opposite side of the road. Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say. Judge? Oh dear, this policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. I mean, he was definitely there. If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you established in the summation examination will be quashed. I mean, his books were found at the scene. It's death knell, in fact. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place. That's kind of true. I will give him that. What an unfortunate bechancing. And on your wedding anniversary, too. Oh, I know. But I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. Gosh, the life of a London Bobby sounds very hard indeed. Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon. What do you mean by that? My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They're testifying under oath that it was, without doubt, the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Got their attention, huh? And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less, so you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure. Except the man's so tired, his wife had to do all the talking. Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense, commence the cross-examination, please. Yes, my lord. I need to rehydrate myself. I don't know, how do you feel about this, Dolby? No time to change after work, you say? Are you also a member of the police, Mrs. Beat? Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply. Well, I think you can probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you? I think Rolly looks ever so handsome in his uniform. It suits you down the ground, doesn't it, darling? What? I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed there. Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy. Oh no, Rolly, I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes. I'm at an actual loss for words. Oh dear, that doesn't seem healthy. Kindly adhere to the point. You were going for a meal after you had finished your beat for the day, correct? That's right, sir, yes. Although I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet. But policing is my life. As long as I'm the proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and my queen to the end. What's that now? My warrant card, sir. Proof that I'm a London copper. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty. To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir. And for such a noble cause, I cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without a grumble. Because I know that the plodding of my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure. So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then. What's just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat puts up with a lot being married to a bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Oh, what a charming couple. Their young love is such a joy to behold. If a little over the top, perhaps? And then? Kindly describe what happened next.
Hold it!
Two silhouettes? That's right. They were coming towards us, walking up Briar Road in the opposite direction. There was a rather plump figure followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man. Sounds about right. That does sound exactly like the victim as pictured in this print, and like Mr. Natsume. Yes, unfortunately it does. And you're certain that at that time there was nobody else nearby? Ah yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are streetlights on Briar Road, you see. There was nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling? The way she just yanks on that scarf. What? Ah yes, that's right. Of course, there was a light fog on the ground. But Briar Road is dead straight, and you could see a fairly long way down the pavement. And then there's the street lighting as well. I didn't see any other pedestrians. Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer, please, Mr. Beat. Are you quite sure what you just said? Yes. As a copper who spends all day, every day, keeping watch on the streets, I'd swear to it. I'm as sure as my love for Patricia is true. I don't want to repeat that. I'm still maintaining there was no one else around other than the victim and the attacker. It's starting to seem like that must be how it really happened. It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere to run. Oh, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He fled the scene all too convincingly. Thank you. I believe we have a reasonably clear idea of the situation, but just before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed?
Hold it!
Scattered something? What do you mean by that? Oh, well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But then when we got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling? Huh? Ah, yes, that's right. It was some old books. I see. Old books. Yes, sir. The culprit had dropped a number of them all around the victim lay on the pavement. Indeed, as clearly pictured in this photographic print. Anything else we can see in that thing? That rotten Japanese man did that when he did the deed.
Hold it!
Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker. But we saw him. It was the man in the dock without question. The mustache, the hunched back, the cat-like eyes, the hot mouth, the snub nose. Everything. Any more insults you want to throw in? That's right. He looked out at that poor defenseless woman with those terrifying, intense eyes. And then suddenly threw his books out of the pavement and ran away. I see. That does sound like him. This is tough. They seem as though they're telling the truth here. May I remind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now please, continue. A very long yes sir. Yes sir? Yes and...
Hold it!
Was it your husband who went to fetch help? No, I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I am the proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling? Ah, yes, that's right. I asked Mrs. Beat to go. I was off duty by that point. But a Bobby's never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obligated to stay and guard the scene. Very laudable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance. That's why I sent Patricia, you see. I told her where to find the right police box. Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box? Depends on a crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Where the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat. So I told Patricia the way to the police box for the beat the incident fell under so she could go and report it. I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. There's nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know? And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of two model citizens. Oh please, you're making us blush. Isn't he, darling? Yep. He's very conscious. Like Patricia said. Let's move on, shall we?
Hold it!
But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps, would you? We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, I'll have you know. His eyes aren't even open. Well, I mean they are, but like barely. Right. The light from the street lamps was more than enough. And my husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he? Yes, and what of the fog? We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. But it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course. Oh, it is, it is. When it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm. Yes, alright, I take your point. Now, could you stop shaking your husband about? The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was that little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling? Yoink. What? Ah, yes. It was the accused and no mistake. The mustache, the hunched back, the cat-like eyes, the top mouth, the snub nose... Unmistakable. Sorry. Stop. As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. It was Soseki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. Yeah? So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they say they saw. Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day. That is what they saw. Yes, I feel the same. So if that's true, where does it leave us? The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony. Oh no! Then what do we do? I realized. What I realized I could do. I can just. I don't know. Nah. I changed my mind. I had to undo this decision that I made. So nothing. If Kazuma-sama were here, what are you trying to say? I think you would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony. What do you mean, somewhere else? Well, what do we have? Like, we have the map, which doesn't really help us currently. We have the receipt from the books. We have the case file. You have the knife. The picture of the thing. I don't really... I mean... The fogginess? The statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them, to make the jury doubt if the pair's memory of the day is accurate. Oh, right. Put simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in the statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early and unfavorable conclusion. Why do I always seem to be so up against it? Mr. Lawyer, sir, can I ask you something? Oh, yes, of course. What is it? Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so... It seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right? Is it? Is that it? Is it? Well, out with it. What? No. Oh no, it's really not that at all. My husband's a policeman, remember? And I know what I saw. I remember every last detail. Everything. Like... Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped? I could tell you the names of every single one I could. Every single one. And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is? No, it won't do at all. That Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that Rolly will. I really didn't mean to cause offense. Please put your husband's fists down. But perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Mrs. Beat. Might that appease you? Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. He looks like he's gonna die. Someone help that man. Wouldn't it, darling? Alright. Wait. Yes, we know that there were books dropped at the scene of the crime. She just said the 4 books that he dropped. He dropped 3. It was purchased by the accused at the nearby secondhand bookshop on the day in question. After I'd been at the police box for help, I decided to have a good look over the area for good measure. I am a proud policeman's wife, after all. I did it for Rolly. And what was your husband doing at the time? Oh, he was lying face down in the snow. Getting some well-deserved rest. I think he might die if you leave him like that. He works ever so hard, you know? Ever so hard. Don't you, my darling? Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime. Well, Mrs. Beat, seeing as you've regaled the court with tales of your powers of recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you observed at the scene? No. Listen, I also live where it snows. It's not comfy. Actually, it's supposed to snow here, like, now. It might be snowing at my house. I'd be happy to. Now, are you all listening? Also, do not lay face down in the snow. You do that, I'm swearing to God, Tilber. Can't say that, I'll be banned. I can't finish that sentence. There was a picture of Monsieur somebody or other, and what's it yearnings. Then there was, a meal for someone, and the last one was definitely the thingamy's something. I mean, it's just one of those is extra. I don't want to say those names either, so, I get it. You see? Yes, I see there are one or two holes in your memory. Oh well, they were along those lines, I'm quite sure. There were indeed books found at the scene with titles along those lines, as you put it. Well, what did I tell you? So I think it's very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling? Anyone who upsets my Patricia will have me to answer to. Alright. Terrifying. Yes, she really is. There's some red. Did that leave us? There is something else that is contradictory. I need to be able to click it. I'm up against it, yada yada yada. Alright. Save this, I don't have to repeat it. Yeah, but I know what I'm doing, so I really don't need to do that. Listen, I just have to. Well, the problem is,
Objection.
he only bought 3 books. So, you're saying that there were 4 books? That's right, I remember all of them. The picture of Monsieur somebody, what's it yearnings, a meal for someone, and the thingamy's something. I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. But there's a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours. Oh no! What flaw? Simply that at the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4. What? This is the receipt from the bookshop where the defendant bought his books. Your books? Yes, and it details Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. But as you can see, only 3 books are listed. Only 3? But no, that can't be. I remember seeing them. There were 4 books, I tell you. 4 dirty old books. I mean, like, hang on. There's only 3 in this picture. Suspicious. Oh, really? Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly see from this evidence as well, there are only 3 books. But I just don't believe it. I saw them there. I swear it. I saw them. No, madam. I'm afraid your powers of observation cannot be relied upon. Hang on. I can... Hang on, I gotta toggle for this. That's wrong button. There we go. That took a really long time to do that bit. It's fine. It's worth it. I had to get some use out of these, dang it. So it cannot be denied that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken. Oh. No! I have my tear toggle on, but you can't see them. It's plainly evident that it is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend. What? What? What cannot be denied is that these 2 witnesses saw the accused running from the scene. A fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving. Ah! Ah. So you've striven to avert attention from that by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. I feel like it still matters, though. Would that be fair? He sees right through me. But your plan has somewhat recoiled against you. What are you talking about? It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony. In every respect. Oh? You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene on Briar Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found.
Objection.
But what about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books. Is there another one in front of her? Quite right. Only 3 can be seen in that print. That print? You mean to say? Allow me to present another. One that shows the victim's hand. Hey, wait a minute. Doesn't that both look kind of funny? I don't believe it. It's the 4th book. As you will observe, the 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso. No. 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 Order indeed. There. You see? You see? Look at that. Look, look, look. Thank you, Charmy. Yes. It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling? Patricia's always right. I think he's legally obligated to say this. Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. He didn't buy that one, though. That's in her hand. Mrs. Beat, the titles once again, if you please. Oh, yes, of course. The picture of Monsieur somebody or other. I'm not repeating that name. I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to embarrass myself that bad. What's it, yearnings? Canterbury yearnings. A meal for someone. A meal for Gaborio, in fact. As the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details. Mrs. Beat's powers of recollection can only be described as exceptional. Mostly. Did you hear that, Rolly? The gentleman paid me a compliment. Flawless. Patricia is flawless. But there are only 3 books on the receipt, and Mrs. Beat mentioned 4. There's nothing surprising about that. Yeah, what is surprising about this picture? Clearly the 4th book is that which is shown in this photographic print. I'm sorry, counsel, but does that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? It's not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. How she ended up holding it is beyond me. In other words, it belongs to the victim. The lion's pride. The victim was holding her own book? I wonder, what became of that 4th book? Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence. Good, I want to see it. You'll submit that and the aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, counsel? My pleasure, my lord. Second crime scene photograph. 4th book. Wanna look at that real quick. Before I get back to his yapping. Why is there a huge burn on it? Oh, look at this! The book has been badly burnt. You're right. You'd never be able to read it in this state. Especially not the latter pages. What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently. A book. recently damaged by fire. Why does that seem to raise a red flag within me? I don't know if anybody knows what I mean, but it is still worth noticing. The prosecution rests. Well, I have nothing further to add. What? You seem surprised, my learned friend. Well, your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. The spurious longer route to the accused's lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination, and the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination... Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I? You see, everything we've said is true. Isn't that right, my darling? Yes, Pat. Marry me, Pat. She already married you a year ago. So, perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions? Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Or is the decision you have to make all too apparent already? Aw man, here we go again. You've heard all of the witnesses and seen all of the evidence. This trial has run its course. Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid we're in a terribly precarious position. Again. I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse. Think, Ryunosuke, think. I think we should probably raise an objection either way, because if we just let it stop, then, I find that to be problematic.
Objection.
I'm not done yet. No, my learned friend. It's over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense, and you failed. The die has been cast. There is no more room for debate. Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but... I can't think of what to say. If I may, Lord Van Zieks? It seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point. Why? Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene in a moment like this. Oh.
Beans?
Beans! I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. I have 3 whole trials. Well, this is the 3rd. I have 2 whole trials under my belt. Beans decide the court case. So you will have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable. She is excellent. We love her. And if Tolbir has the wrong opinion, he will be bonked. Mr. Naruhodo. One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance. So, the court will hear you, madam. Go ahead, Mr. Zato. Someone told me that they were in fact disappointed by the bonk, and I said it was a disappointment. Because I don't have the sound effect on. Go ahead, Mr. Zato, please. Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further? Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished. I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you? I mean, it kinda does. Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think? Of course it's important. It's just possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their leanings in a moment. I know something important about this. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So we must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible. I mean... technically we didn't look at this, but... there's not much looking to do. It's the book itself. Yes, I understand. And thank you, Mr. Zato. This is it. Susato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord. Oh? Very well. The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into this case and has hitherto been overlooked. I mean, we've only got one other one.
Take that!
The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene. The fourth book found in the victim's hand.
Objection!
Don't object to me. We've already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Well, pursuing the matter further will be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know. Ah. Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I afforded you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. So I must insist you elaborate, counsel. You will identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear? Oh, yes, my lord. It's, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence, which means you may very well be on the right track. Yes, I think you might be right. So, counsel, precisely where is the vital clue to this case which this fourth book conceals? I said... the heckin' look at that.
Got it!
I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question. The back? What do you... Good gracious. It's been burnt to a crisp. So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing.
Objection!
Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my niffidious friend? Oh. Were I to concede the point, if it bears no relation to the case, there is nothing to discuss. So, should you wish to assert that this fire damage is some veiled clue as to what happened that day, pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this charred book hide? Charred book. There's just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. It's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory. Don't keep us waiting any longer then, counsel. Explain this theory of yours. Are you suggesting you can ascertain from the fire damage the sorry tome has suffered? The owner. My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals startling truth. A startling truth that I definitely skipped over. About the book's owner. I beg your pardon? But we already know who the book belongs to. The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor after all. It's obviously hers. Except it isn't. The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand is yet to be answered. However, as to the questions of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, defense has very credible answers. Good gracious, how could you possibly... Very well, I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the members of the jury may well burn you if your little gamble goes awry. I'm gonna be real. All the ways that he calls us stupid, like, I like Lloyd Fancies. Counsel, the defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. To tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this burnt book? I'm actually gonna save it for this one. It should be his and not hers, but technically either choice might be correct. Because they are married. But it's,
Take that!
it's John's. The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who own the house where the defendant has his lodgings. Why couldn't it be me being insulted? I mean, listen, I'm not into that. I think it's really fun because his insults are generally, like, not stupid. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb. The landlords? And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know, but... Of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty in this courtroom today is none other than Mrs. Garrideb herself. Oh my goodness. Me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Garrideb's wife. I'm his maid. Yeah. Things would be so much easier if you would just drop the pretense. Alright then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garrideb's house? I would never presume to know all of the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused landlady, you say? You implicate this hardworking member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence. Your actions are unforgivable.
Objection!
Not exactly. This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's house. I went over that last time. Good lord, what sort of incident, counsel? She was throwing a lot of stuff. And a fire. A fire! My lord. Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a belly thing. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. Valley furniture started going up as well. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride. His favorite book, huh? The Lion's Pride, huh? The Lion's Pride? By Jove! That's the very same title that's the subject of this debate. Oh dear me.
Objection!
This is risible. All you've told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in a fire. In which case, it would be reasonable to assume that it was burnt to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime. Yeah, but their house is like... Their house is literally right here. And the incident was right here. Are really gonna tell me? Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord. She thought it was cheating. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Garrideb was considerably enraged. I love, though, that when we did the dance of deduction with Sholmes at that point, he first said it was a lion. The lion destroyed the room. She was mad, so she threw everything. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Garrideb even amid the flames. Oh, how awful. I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Rolly? Absolutely not, sir. My Patricia would never raise a finger against me. She has tried to, like, choke you with that scarf. She just left you face down in the snow. Are you sure? Had all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. Then the wife started hurling things at me. There was I, back up against the window under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen. Incendiary books, you say? The man had his back up against the window, and he had burning books thrown at him? Goodness gracious, are you suggesting that the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
Objection!
That is exactly what I was saying. No, a thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incident. And there was no report of the Garrideb's window pane being broken. Because he opened the window. That's quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the Garrideb household. But it's not conceivable that the window was open at the time, and not even remotely. Let us not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. No London or whatever leave a window open in the middle of winter. Yeah, but the room was literally on fire. Does the defense postulate the scenario in all seriousness, Counsel? You artists claim that the book found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Garrideb's wife? Yes. Yes, I do. I believe it's a possibility, my lord. I believe it's what heckin' dang happened. That's quite enough. Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreign trickster. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. A mean coward. Really? Claiming that our little tiff set the whole neighborhood alight. Honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? It's nothing to do with this beastly case, not any of it. All you've done is sully our family's name. No, I assure you, that was never my intention. Listen, sometimes you have to make your own fun here. Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense. She starts hitting this guy too. I should box your ears, that's what I should do. This is utterly unforgivable. Too right. Actually, I'm excited, you guys. My new cat ears are a lot more floofy than these ones. Are gonna be excellent. Here we go. How long have we sat here now listening to this nippity spouting his fancy foreign theories? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with the mustache. And he ran away from the scene, too. I do declare you're right. It's true. Except it's false, but it's fine. Yes, what did I tell you? Makes sense to me. Huh? Sorry? What's that? Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Van Zeeks? In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. But then one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage. That is like your third bottle of- no. Second or third bottle of wine in this trial that's only part one. Thank you for the headpads! No, wait. The mystery of the fourth book still hasn't been- If books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time. What? No, forgive the discourtesy this time? In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability for the court to hear.
Guilty.
Again.
Guilty.
Guilty.
For real?
For real?
Guilty.
There's such a delay between that being redeemed and actually hearing it. Not again. Fine. Thank you for that unambiguous response. It's twice now. It's over. Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up.
Such devastation. This was not my intention.
Miss Susato? Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet. You're not suggesting... Of course, the defense has the right to another summation examination at this point. You could still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance. I do have one more chance. My lord, the defense asks to exercise its right to a summation examination. Again. You believe you still
will
have
send
tricks
you
up
to
your
Jesus.
sleeve? I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. This is no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. Much determination. Oh. Well. In that case, I'm just rewriting new lines over here. I didn't expect to get through trial part 1 at this point. I thought there was gonna be more. But I think this is an okay point to stop. He's growing. He's doing his best. He is doing his best. Put my book down. But I think that's where we'll stop for now. That way it's like a nice clean cutoff for today. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for the head pets. I need to find somebody to raid, but the next time I'm planning on streaming is Saturday, I think, but I don't know what I want to stream yet. I never decided. So we're all gonna find out together. Thank you for putting up the raid message. I need to grab it. I haven't decided who we're raiding, but we can raid somebody. Thank you. Let's see. Who do we want to raid? I think we might raid Sato again. I know who we should raid. Raid Brave. Also, thank you for hanging out with us, Charmy. Thank you for all the emotes and the assets and the everything. I know I'm not done commissioning stuff. My wallet will be open again in a minute. And not that long. Charmy has been doing my emotes for years. The chaos emote. She knows that is the next one on my list. But yeah, I will set up the raid. It's gonna lag my model, don't worry, it's fine. I'm still here, I promise. I will see you guys on the weekend.